I'm David Warren, Chairman of the Oklahoma Foundation for Excellence and President of the University of Oklahoma, and we're here today to announce the beginnings of a joint national effort related to the teaching of American history to students all across the United States. David McCullough, the great American historian, told the truth when he said that a nation cannot remain great if it does not know and understand how it became great in the first place. We have only to look at the statistics to understand the danger that we face. 35% of those graduates of the top colleges and universities in the country could not name George Washington as the commander of the Revolutionary Forces during the Revolutionary War and the first president of the United States. It's absolutely unbelievable. 50% of those students did not know that the Constitution is the founding document, the basic document that sets forth the powers under our form of government. We want to see education about American history and American government spread throughout the country. It's time to wake up.
Hands-on learning activities that we can experience here enhance their learning so much because it's a being there experience. Coming up, the physicality of the Capitol, seeing the three branches of government and how they work is something you can't replicate in a classroom.
Now I've seen almost 20,000 students in our state in the last 2 years teaching about George Washington and the Revolution and colonial time period. And I feel like this is sort of the star in the crown of that whole activity.
And they're excited about the day, not just reading about people and places in their textbooks, but actually seeing and hearing and touching things from colonial times. They're experiencing history, and that history is coming alive for them.
The Constitution was made for you, and friends, it was made for me. It laid down the law for the government and said all people are free. It made three parts to the government to run this country of ours. It said no part can get too strong, that's called the balance of power.
This is our 10th year here in the state capitol to have Colonial Day. Over 5,000 students have participated and 500 teachers. And I think that says a lot. We are really a leader. We are one of the only states in the nation that are doing this.
We've been working very hard about studying about the colonial times in history, and then we come here and it's all just comes to life for us. And it was the most phenomenal day that I've ever experienced studying history. This is a day that I think we will all remember for years to come.
What they're going to be learning from me today is that there were three cultures that began this country in Jamestown. The Native Americans, the colonists, and the Africans. Without those three cultures, we wouldn't have become American.
I didn't know there were so many African American songs. I didn't know there was lots of them.
They're engaged, they're loving what they're learning, then that's what it's all about. We set records for the social studies test scores, and I think a lot of it had to do with bringing them here and this incredible experience.
And I think that when we let the students get a hold of history in an event like this, where they not only experience people like me, but they also experience the games of the time, the food of the time, and the different activities. They get to meet different people. Then they understand that history is something that's alive, that's living and changing and important. History, if you break it apart, is his story or our story. And it is our story that makes them know how to create a better world. What we are doing here at the Capitol is taking students, filling them with good ideas so that they can stand tall and make a difference in our government.
You know, when history is a vague, far-off time and a section of the country or dates that you have to memorize, it doesn't come alive. But when suddenly the visitor can imagine, how would I feel if this happened to me? What would my life have been? If they can make that connection, that makes it come alive. My favorite moment today was when one of the young girls coming up, we were posing for pictures, but she asked if she could hug me. And I thought, if she feels that close to a person of the past, then she'll never forget Mrs. Washington.
Because why do we do what we do? Why are we here now? Why? For freedom. There is a risk, there is a choice, there are decisions that each and every one of us must make. I chose mine. I'm hopeful that you all stay to yours.
I believe that we have to foster our history and the courageous people that began this country for the reasons they began it needs to be fostered in every generation to come. And I think we're losing that somewhat, and I think it needs to be reignited. We need to have strong patriotism to go forward.
And those teachers, as far as I'm concerned, have the most important job in this republic, because every single day they go into the classroom to create the next generation of American citizens for this nation. And there is no way to create those citizens unless we teach them their American history, the stories of those previous generations and how they have accomplished so very much. What's your favorite?
The debate. Debate.
Why is that your favorite?
Because we had to sit in chairs. Because we didn't use the microphone. It was just cool how people could stand up and talk in microphones, and we got to sit at those cool chairs and tables and stuff, and it felt really cool, like we were important and stuff, like really important people. I learned that all men are created equal. It was cool. It means that we all can do the same things, we can all have the same things, all kinds of stuff.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel glad. Very, very glad.
We're determined in our effort to bring more teaching of American history across this country, and we think it's a major contribution we can bring to our nation at a time of real challenge. We're fighting to preserve the greatness of America. You can't remain great if you don't know how you became great in the first place. So we're going to relearn as Americans how we became great